I'm a psychopath in my Michael Myers mask. Hey, let the rifle blast or the knife stroke. Slash bodies in the recycled trash. Boy, your life won't last. Homicidal ass, beware, I'm the headless horseman. Dismember and behead the corpse. Be prepared for torture, of course. Searching and lurking for a certain person. You submerging my hurts and where the dirt is. Do an extra shooting at the execution. Like find the exit, they shooting. Everybody strapped up like a revolution. I'm a schizophrenic, sick as the clinic. And you be tenant with a pistol in it. Not mental diminished. It's a bloodbath when the slugs blast. I'm the mortician at the morgue twitching. War wishing, looking for more missions. Feds looking for corpses missing. I'm the serial killer suspect. Bust text till I crush checks. Cut nets, duck wreck, or I spill blood like it's a gut check. Slim Evil, Vin Baker, Vin Diesel. I done killed 10 people. I done took the world, scream fuck the world. I done knocked off hella guys. Send souls up to heaven skies. Stretch them out like an exercise. Slide them like the electric slide. Next blood spread like pesticide. Bullet holes, boy, be extra wide.
On this side, we slide. Pretty wild, pull out shine. On this side, we ride. Fuck with that, don't search vibe. On this side, let's ride. Hit him in the back of the head, ride. On this side, don't fuck around. On this side, on this.
Krayzie Bone, a member of the iconic rap group Bone Thugs and Harmony, is facing a critical health battle. He's reportedly hospitalized and on a ventilator due to complications from surgery aimed at addressing a respiratory issue. The initial hospitalization was linked to sarcoidosis, a condition involving inflammatory cell formation in various body parts. Following a procedure to stop internal bleeding, his condition worsened. Krayzie Bone, a fellow member of Bone Thugs and Harmony, confirmed the news on social media.
Yeah, so y'all remember Krayzie Bone had talked about the prison to, like the rap to prison, or like some type of, the way the music was going to end you up in prison. He exposed that. They exposed when Eazy-E got knocked off, right? What else they exposed? I guess in general, Krayzie kind of exposed the music industry and the kind of occult, you know, Freemason connection side of it or whatever, but
it is rumored that sometime during the early years of the rap industry, the big rap executives met with a group of mysterious men who just happened to be investors in the private prison industry. It is rumored that these mysterious men instructed the rap executives to push a gangster rap agenda and were giving large payouts for doing so.
The secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip-hop.
Talk to him.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. We asked several people what this meeting was about and the reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had the answers for us. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, G.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistol. No, sweat.
For real though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable and the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who receive funding from the government based on the number of inmates. The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons. It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague, who opened up the meeting earlier, hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out about this publicly, or even those who attended the meeting.
Damn.
I asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. No, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word the last thing he said. It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement. He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
So, none of that shit. I'm like, yo, shit, it look dope as fuck. It look like the Bone.
Like devil shit?
It looks to the house, and they're like, yo, we gotta show you something.
Look at the group's hit album, E1999 Eternal. We can find more proof that backs up the fact that Bone Thugs and Harmony were Masonic puppets. The biggest song on the album was The Crossroads. The title alone of the song is very telling.
Absolutely. We seen Deshaun Jackson not even a
You know what I'm saying? We were all basically tricked, man. You know what I'm saying? What we thought we were.
Before I even switch topics and let you out of here, Suge went on a late night show. It was hosted by Jimmy Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
And Suge basically was saying once upon a time, if you wanted to have somebody killed, you shoot them. And, he's like, now you just get somebody and get blood from them if they have HIV, and then you put it in the arm or some.
Yeah.
What did you think when you heard that state? Did you see that interview?
Yeah, I did. I saw the interview, but like that's something that had been floating around like for years, like before he even said that, man. So it was like, I mean, like I said, that the speculation is out there about that. You know what I'm saying? It always has been. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not gonna play too deep into it, but that's always been there. So it's not surprising.
Yeah.
But I definitely saw the interview. I was like, hey, oh no, for real, for real.
I don't know. He say he ain't know that East 99, that old Bone sound. Bone Thugs, they was heavy with the occultic, imagery. But I remember when he kind of was exposing the last thing he exposed, and I was like, dang, they come for people that talk like that. You know what I mean? They might come see him later. Like, they don't do it as soon as you said it, so it looked like they came. They'll let a couple years go by. Well, 1, 2, you know what I mean? Not like 10, 20. They'll let a little bit of time go by. And then, and I don't even really know what they said happened to Cray. We can look it up, but, and see, I think it's weird, they injected Easy, and then he got a medical, he quote unquote transitioned while having a medical procedure the same way Easy transcended when he was in the hospital getting treatment for a medical situation. So they both died in the hospital getting treatment for something else. I mean, not died, but, Krayzie got sick, and we kind of can deduce that may occur. And Krayzie was the one that, when he went on his solo thing, he made up Mo Thug. Mo Thug had the Illuminati pyramid, all the classic imagery, but he's saying he ain't know, all the occult imagery, but he's saying he ain't know. You know what I mean? But he was the main one on his own when he had a solo career. Thug. Now about the meeting where they wanted the music to promote Thug to go to jail, and you still promoting Thug on your own Mo Thug's solo situation. My thing is, when did you find out about the meeting? Because you said on Drink Champs, and it's crazy, think about it. Nori got a classic clip where he exposed, Illuminati with the doors. He's like, it's the man on man type of door, or it's the satanic door. He had a viral clip on Vlad talking about that. And of course, Krayzie Bone end up on Nori. At some point, you could have guessed that. So when anything happened to him, he gonna be immortalized on that Nori interview, that Drink Champs interview. You can always go back to the interview and, pull that up. But a lot of their album covers was black and red, and that's the color pattern of the devil. the black and red. But, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a hoax. See how they say the devil color tone combinations, gray, black, white, and red. Yeah, you got to get into that to know that. Not get into it like practice, but you got to research to know what's satanic devil tones. So a lot of they album covers was black and red. You know what I mean? And if you listen to the story when he said they did the Ouija board, he said they went up in the room and did the Ouija board before they even got high. Which you grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. If you really research the Jehovah's Witness, they ain't right. Jehovah's Witness ain't right. That's why he knew what the Ouija board was when they brought it in there as a Jehovah's Witness. Like if you was just godly, you wouldn't have known. You'd be like, what's a Ouija board? When the other Bone Boys, when the other Bone Boys brought the Ouija board up there, he knew what it was, and he wanted to go do it. You know what I mean? They went and did it. So by the time they got famous, if you knew what the Ouija board thing was because you were a Jehovah's Witness, you would have known some of that imagery when you became a big-time rapper. You would have known some of that imagery. You would have been able to identify it the way you identified that Ouija board. So when you look at all the imagery associated with bone, skull and bones, cross bones, bone thugs, you saw the crossbone on creeping on the come up. Now, y'all gotta know what horrorcore is. It say no horrorcore list would be complete without Bone Thugs and Harmony. From the seminal album East 99 with its occult themes and tongue-twisting lyrics. You know what I mean? They knew they was doing horrorcore. Mr. Ouija. Think about all y'all Bone at East 1999, the Upside Down 666, 1999. Right? Death rap, horrorcore, violent. So what I'm saying is, they was already doing a small segment of rap, horrorcore. Who else can you name it? Insane Clown Posse, 3-6 Mafia, which they collabed with heavy, 3-6 Mafia. A lot of Memphis rap was horrorcore. Insane Clown Posse. See, that's a niche. That's a small niche. And they was right there in it, randomly out of Cleveland, horrorcore. And that fast rapping, it's like speaking in tongues. It's like you possess, you can say it fast. You're doing something not superhuman, but you're doing something unnatural. My head, right? My head got to shaking real fast. Pause, as the kids would say. I've been watching too much Cam. But if my head get to shaking real fast, you'll think it ain't no way he could humanly possible shake his head that fast. So something he possessed, something in him. That's why they was rapping fast. You know what I mean? Like, I hope you get what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Krayzie Bone in the hospital. And, got sick while having surgery, the same way Eazy-E got sick while in the hospital, getting treated for a cold or something. We seen this play too many times. Would it be like, I don't know. Maybe it really, we seen this play 100 times. We know how they get down. You talk about the Illuminati and you done been in the industry. You done took the oath. Yeah, Slim done took the oath. He took it to become a star. So to speak about it after the fact, you already know how they get down. That's why he ain't really want to say nothing in that Vlad interview. But it's like you already, you know, it's like if you try and quit smoking, you might not smoke today, but you might smoke tomorrow. Like just because you didn't expose it in that interview, you done already exposed it. So you's already, you dig what I'm saying? It's already coming. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Like, share, and subscribe. You know, I'm new in the game. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get my subscribers up. So support you know, upcoming YouTubers. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't cost you nothing, and you're doing a good deed. You know what I mean? So y'all stay awake. You know, they trying to take that word woke from us. If I ain't woke, then what am I? Back sleep. So since they want to take the woke word, stay awake. Keep your head on the swivel at all times, like the referee saying boxing. Keep your head up, defend yourself at all times, man. Stay awake. I'm out.
Approach. I was where a person asked me, yo, such and such, and I was just like, nah, like, you know,
Such and such, like, what do
like,
you mean,
yo,
right?
you know, because at the end of the day, you probably make it to where you make it on your own.
Right.
But a lot of people will offer you something to sustain that.
On the way.
And I, at that moment, this was, I don't know if it was that person or if this was a whole entity that came with it. But I was offered something and I just wasn't with it. And then they said, good luck, young man, you're on your own. And I never went platinum since. You know,
It's a level of success where it's a door. When you platinum and you getting 50,000 a show, I've been there. There's a door that you can walk in. I'm not sure if it's homo or if it's Illuminati. I just didn't take that though. I went straight. What do you mean? Listen, when you get to a level of success, when you getting 30, 40, 50,000 a show, you platinum, you running across the world. There's 3 different doors, right? There's 3 different ways to walk. There's to the left, there's to the right, and then there's straight. Straight is you're on your own. Let's see if you continue this success, young man. Let's see if it's all about your skills, young man. Let's really see that. And you went straight. To the right, I'm not sure if that's the home shit right there. And then there's to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice going on right there. I'm not sure because I went straight. But I was offered these doors. It's just you were offered. I don't. No. I'm saying that to the right when I seen it, those was those guys over there. I just chose to go straight, and I haven't been platinum.